Hi everyone, happy Friday. It's Marcy Denning here from Stampin' with Marcy. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in Canada, and I want to thank you for joining me today. Because we are a week away from Halloween. Can you believe it? Next Saturday is the 31st. It's crazy how quickly this year is flying by. So I thought I needed to create another treat packaging for you guys. So I have pulled out my Ghoulish Goodies stamp set, and I have not done anything with Count Dracula yet. So I thought today I would create something with him. I do want to apologize for not announcing that I was going on. I had a rescheduled appointment earlier and today, and did not get home until 12:30, and then I had to have lunch and get ready for this, and I was having technical difficulties. Hello, Sandy. Thank you for joining me. I was having technical difficulties. It's going to be one of those days, I think. So I was just able to finally get things all figured out and sorted out, and I was ready to go. So I thought, well, I'm just going to pop on. So this is the super adorable treat box that I have created, and this is the Magic in This Night Designer Series paper, the black glitter paper. The die is that Dracula is on is from the Tasteful Labels dies. All of these fabulous, I love these label dies. So I have used this die here. And then this one here is what I die cut Count Dracula out with. So here you see my label. And then I'm using some smoky slate. And here is the strip of bats, because Count Dracula and bats go together. And then my sentiment here is the this one here, good to the last bite. And I have just cut it in half and put the one part here and the other here. Super, super cute, because I thought it went together perfectly with Count Dracula going to bite something. He's going to bite these yummy treats that are in here. So let's get started. This is really quite quick and easy to create. So get this out of the way. These are the acetate 3 1/8 by 3 1/8 acetate card boxes. These are in the annual catalog, and they can be found here on page 152. And let's see, am I showing you 152 of your annual catalog? Here they are, $8.25, and that gets you 10 clear boxes. So if you were to FedEx your order, if you were to express post it, you may get it in time to make up a few extra ones, a few treats for Halloween. But otherwise, if you were to place an order today, unless you are in the United States, but here in Canada, there's not a chance you're going to get that in time. But in case you had these, I thought it would be something fun to share with you. So what we are going to do, because we're stamping with the Memento ink on cardstock that is colored, it's the smoky slate, like I said, we need to ink it up a couple times, I find. So I'm just making room here. So there it is, my Memento here. So I have, okay, are we in camera view? And I'm going to apologize for, see if I can't turn that, all of the glaring. Oh goodness. To try and make it bright enough for you guys and not have glare is tricky. Okay, so I have placed my 2 stamps that I need on my clear plate here of my Stamparatus, and I am going to ink them up with my Memento. All right, swing my door over, use my sleeve, and now, as you can see, this is why we need to use the Stamparatus to stamp twice, because we don't get a nice even coverage. So by using the Stamparatus, we can stamp it a couple times in the exact same position and not get that haloed look or anything like that. So and we've got a little bit there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, instead of adding more ink, I'm just going to lift that up and moisten it with my breath and give it some nice pressure. And I'm sorry if I'm shaking my table. I'm going to say that's pretty good. So we are just going to slip that off and move this aside. All right, and we're going to let this dry for a few minutes before we do anything with it, because, oh, and now that I'm picking him up, his fangs have disappeared. So you know what? Let's do that again. Because you know me, if you've been following me, I'm a fussy duck. So let's flip you around. Is that going to, yes. All right, so let's do that one more time. Like I said, it's going to be one of those days for me. I want his fangs to show. So I want to be sure that I've got a nice stamped image. I want the recipient to know that this is Count Dracula that is on the treat packaging. Hello, Carol. Thanks for joining me. All right, so yes, I can see he's got, that's better stamped, but we need to moisten with our breath. So bring that up. It's okay if it's not that deep, crisp black. It is a Halloween treat package, so, and we don't want it to be too saturated that we lose our image details. So I'm going to just say, you know what, that's okay. However, you know what, there's another trick we can do to just fill that in. Let's grab the, oh, that's Smoky Slate. That's not the right one. Where is, I'm looking for my basic black Stampin' Blends, and I'm not seeing, there it is. All right, so as you can see, if you take your Stampin' Blend just like that, that's going to fill that in a bit better. So this is our one that we are cutting out. So we are just going to come in and dot on some of those areas that don't have quite enough of that color. There is always some way to fix anything. It's either an opportunity to embellish or pull out some markers. And I'm going to say that's good. Other than right there. That is so much better. Now I'm going to set this aside for a moment. And let's start to assemble this guy. So these come flat like this, so all you have to do is open it and fold it the opposite way so that you are getting it. And then we're gonna fold on those lines. Fold your lid in and bring it all the way in so that you can get that nice crease. So it's going to be a nice flat type of bottom of your box or top of your box, however you're doing it. All right, so there's that side. So I'm doing the exact same thing on the other end. Just folding it over and squeezing, and there we go. Go back the other way. So I'm gonna, actually, I'm just gonna do this. Now, what I did was, I want it opening. This is the back where the flap tucks in. So I took my designer series paper, because sometimes I find that when I measure and then score with my Simply Scored, I find that sometimes I get wonky score lines and then it's wrecked. So I take my designer series paper and I just wrap it around to meet at the back, and then I give it a squeeze. All right, so now you can see I've got those fold lines pretty good in there. So all I'm gonna do is take that one and I'm gonna turn it, and I'm going to make sure that it lines up so it's nice and straight on here. And I'm gonna give it a burnish with my bone folder, and then I'm gonna come back to the other fold line. And there I have, that side there is now done. And then I'm gonna do the exact same thing with this. And if you were not putting cardstock behind it, you'd be done. So now, lift that up. So I've got my fold lines there. So now I can just take and wrap that, and there we have our nice crisp sides. So we can either glue this on here, or you can now take it and score it on your scoreboard. So, but what I'm going to do is I am going to take my glue. All of the measurements will be on my blog a little later. And I'm just adding my liquid glue here. And I'm going to stick you down right to the end. I like my liquid glue for this part here because it gives me wiggle room to get this adhered on straight. All right, so now we are on here. Okay, so now I can see where that fold line is, so I'm just going to take, fold, and reinforce that burnish. Take, fold, and this is easy peasy, and we like that, don't we? We like projects that are easy to create and mass produce. So you can see exactly where my score line, fold line is. It's not exactly a score line because I didn't score it. I just used my fingers. Nothing fancy about that. And then my last one. And as long as you make sure when you flip it over so that it is equal, that it's not going wonky at all, then you're going to have success. All right, so make sure that you are putting your bats the right way. So now I am going to take this point here. I fixed my Seal Plus, guys, from my little problem I had the other day. So I'm going to take my Seal Plus because I know it's good and strong. Oh, are you going to do it to me again? All right, let's see here. There we go. And fold that over because it's... All right, so there's my Seal Plus is on. My flap there, and now I am just going to take and fold this around. All right, and lay it flat so that I can get it, so that I'm lining it up on the back. And there, we are secure. It moves up and down, so you could take it off and then reuse it for something else. So next we are going to bring in my Stamp Cut Emboss machine and my die. All right, so place it on my magnetic cutting plate. Try not to jiggle too much for you. There we go. Okay, get that out of the way. And there we have Count Dracula is all die cut. He's die cut out. Adjust my lights there. All right, so now we are going to, the most work I would say would be the fussy cutting out the sentiment, because I wanted it separated. So I'm going to put a little bit extra liquid adhesive on that because I don't want it going anywhere. And we are going to stick him down. Centered. And now, because it's glitter paper, it does generally might take a few more moments for that adhesive to adhere. So we are just going to stick that on top and move him to the side. And we're going to take our scissors and we are going to cut this down. We need it to be a manageable size first. So I'm cutting off all of the excess that I'm not going to be needing. There. So let's go under here first. And this is the only super tricky part. There we go. So we've got our good. So now we're gonna just, I hope I've got this dry enough that I'm not going to smudge the ink. We're just going to come in and we're going to leave a little bit of a halo. And like I said, you don't necessarily have to do this. I just think that fussy cutting is easy. and adds, when you separate it out like that, it just adds that extra little bit of cuteness to the project. So all right, around our O's. Because I cut the bottom off, I had to take my scissors and literally go back out and in again. It's a beautiful day here in southwestern Ontario. I hope the weather is nice wherever you are. Finally have a nice sunny day. Can clean up some of those leaves this afternoon that we've got in the yard. Go for a lovely walk. Okay, good. Let me take off that little tip. Good is now cut out. All right, so now it's to the last bite. All right, so we're just going to come in here. And going around. So I'm thinking that I'm going to get some boxes of chips and cheesies and stuff like that. I noticed them at the grocery store. And I think I'm going to put a table out front on my sidewalk and just kind of watch and keep it stocked up in case I don't know if any littles are going to be out or not on our street. So the neighbors, I will give the special ones that I've already created. But for others from not right the few houses around us, I will have some chips, cheesies and stuff like that for easy grabbing for them. That way they don't have to get too awful close, anything like that. So, all right, so there is our to the last bite. So what we are going to do next is, because I don't want my stickies, I don't want my dimensionals on my box here. So I'm going to, instead of guesstimating where I put them on the back here, I'm going to grab my dimensionals and I am just going to, I know it's going to be centered, so I'm going to put one here and one here, and then I'm using up all the little snippets off of here. So there, that is going to be enough to hold my sparkly Count Dracula here. All right, so now we are just going to stick him. I want to make sure that I'm somewhat centered. I think that's good. Hello, Di. I did not, it was one of those mornings. I had an appointment and then I was having technical difficulties. Can I move him slightly there? All right, so now there he's on there. So now all we have to do is, all right, good is going to go across like this, and that D is going to be coming out. So I know that not to put any adhesive here, because you just never know. Whoever gets this box of candies might want to use it for something else, and they don't want the Halloween. So I know that the bottom part of the D is going to be okay. So we are just going to tuck him right there, because I am totally good, haha, with that D popping out there. All right, now this one here, I know that my bite, 90% of it is not going to be on my, the bottom part is not going to be on the designer series paper. So I want to make sure that from my thumb up is the only area that's going to get the glue. So, yes, technical difficulty. Sometimes I think technology really doesn't like me, and it has it out for me. I have been using iWatermark Plus for years now to watermark all of my creations. And when I went to take a photo of this, I just created this treat holder this morning. And when I went to, I watermarked it, and it no longer saved to my photos. Everything changed about it. It was like, where did it go? So it had all these weird letters behind it, and then I couldn't find it. It wasn't on my, it didn't even save it to my camera roll afterwards. So I was having a little bit of a grouch attack, and Brad said, let me help you. What are you doing? So I said, am I going to have to find something for my computer for loading my photos? So we'll see. We shall see. All right, so there's our treat box. So now we need the treats. So we've got a yummy Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. We have a Crispy Crunch chocolate bar. These little mini bars are perfect for in here. And you could actually get, I'm wondering, can I get this Snickers? Ooh, it's going to be tight. Oh, Snickers is too big. What's in this one? Oh, it's a caramel. So this one's only got 2 of them in it. But there we go. I'll have to remember to stick a caramel in that. This one here. So there we have it. Good to the last bite. How adorable. I might need to eat that. Yeah, I might need to eat that Snickers. This is true. So isn't that so quick and cute? Easy peasy. Doesn't use up too much of your designer series paper. And this designer series paper is on sale this month. Just saying. So you could easily make a whole bunch of these. Yeah, super duper cute. So I want to remind you before I go about my holiday stamp camp, which is coming up November 14th. It includes the poinsettia petals and the Peace and Joy stamp set, and you can purchase the dies. You can purchase it as a bundle if you choose, and I am offering that at catalog price. So you would just be paying what the catalog says, no tax, no shipping on that. I have all of my Peace and Joy. They are all designed. So these are the cards you're going to be doing. Now, if you already own one or both of these, you can substitute out for another set. No problem there. You just need to let me know. So here we go. So There's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those are my 5 Peace and Joy cards. And then I have 3 of the 5 of the poinsettia petals. So let's move this over here. We've got this one here. This ribbon is actually in the Halloween section. It is gorgeous. And then there's this one here. And then this is my favorite. This one here. Can you see? I don't know if the camera is going to pick up. I've got Wink of Stella on this. So there's 3 of the 5 of the poinsettia petals. So I thought, you know what, let's show them to you so that maybe it might, if you're on the fence, it may make you think, oh yes, I totally need to do this class with Marcy. So without the dies, it's $75. With the dies, it's with the 2 bundles, it's $138.25. So that gets you the stamp set and 10 Christmas cards. So sign up deadline is next Friday. So let me know if you are interested. It's on my blog. It's on my under my events on my Facebook page. Yeah, so you can contact me at any point in time and let me know that you want to be part of our fun Zoom streamed to Facebook stamp camp. All right, I am going to sign off and say happy Friday. I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day, and I hope you have a great weekend, and I will see you on Monday morning at 10 a.m. Bye for now.